Welcome, welcome. Hi, Paula.
Hi, hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, good.
All right, here comes Dr. G. All right, Judy, you want to go ahead and start?
Okay. Everybody here from the American Parent Advisory Committee. Today's open session starts today at 6 o'clock. Again, today is March 18, 2020. Monet, do we want to go right on into, let's see, let me go to the agenda. Okay. So first thing we have here is our mission statement. I am Judy Lynn Jenkins, supportive administrator to the AAPAC, and our lead and supporting teacher would be Miss Monet Gascon. And there is our mission statement, our program. For any more information regarding anything concerning a REACH, there's information there. We have our general session, our announcements, our executive order, public notice to the public commitment deadline for any submissions that you have, announcements, and then we have call to order. So Ms. Gascon, you want to call us to order?
Okay. This is my first time calling to order. So I guess how do we start? I would just call your name. Is that correct, Judy?
Um,
I can weigh in, Judy. So you're just going to basically just say we call to order this meeting at, and then you 6:03 p.m.
Perfect.
And then you ask Judy to do a roll call.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we are calling to order this meeting 6:03 p.m. And Judy, can you go ahead and do a roll call, please?
okay. I will call myself present. Okay. Monet Gascon,
Present.
Candace Branch,
Present.
Denise Woods,
Present.
okay, hold on a second. My screen got real big and I don't know why. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. All right. And then do we have any guests that are here tonight? Could you please put your name in the chat so I can?
Marcus Finley, assistant principal.
Susie Navarro, assistant principal.
And then Judy, I'll read you from the chat. We have Carla Sanchez, 6th grade teacher. Ms. Sanchez. And then we have Aaron Dion, parent of 1st grader.
How do you spell the name?
Aaron, and then Dion, Deon. And then we have Paula Kincaid. The last name Kincaid, K-I-N, yeah, parent and former guest. And then we have Bianca Brown, REACH parent.
Brown, you said?
Hi, Bianca. Yes, and that's also our secretary nominee. And then you already have Kalandra Farmer, parent of first grader. And then we have Sarai Bugs, parent,
Spell the name.
Sarai. And then Sarai.
What was the last name?
No, Sarai.
What was the last name?
Buggs. That's everyone. And then Dr. NT.
And Miss Hokinson.
Sorry, yes, Hokinson, you were first. I skipped over your name.
Genevieve for me. Oh, wait. Okay.
Geneveve. And then Hokinson, Hokanson. Looks like everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Dr. Renty, at this point, would we just call for a vote for the approval of the agenda?
Yes, and so it would basically say, do we have, we're moving on to item number 3 to review and approve the agenda. Do I have a motion? And then you get a motion from someone on the member roster, a second. And then you do a roll call, Judy, and then motion approved, and then you move on.
All right, so we will do a review and approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion?
A.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Denise.
Candace. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Candace?
So Candace and then second Denise.
Yeah, I'll second. Yeah.
Thank you.
And then a roll call.
All right. Judy Jenkins, me, I say yay.
So a roll call to approve, yes.
Roll call to approve the agenda. Monet Gaston,
Okay.
Candace Branch,
A.
Denise Woods,
Yay.
and we have Secretary. On this one, Dr. Renty, will we just put absent because we haven't on official yet? As far as the secretary goes?
Yeah, put an A for now, since there's no one appointed.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So minutes have been, no, the agenda has been approved. Okay.
So then at that point, then the, like Monet will do it today, but the president or the chair going forward will then say, that the motion carries. And then you'll indicate at the top, Judy, that the motion carries. Where it says vote, you'll write motion carries.
All right. You go ahead, Monet.
Actually, before that, sorry, I'm rusty because I normally don't do this either. You'll say all in favor, any opposed? So all in favor, aye, any opposed, nay, motion carries. So you do the vote twice, actually.
Okay,
Okay.
so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Any opposed? I'll write this down.
Nope. And so motion carries.
All right, motion carries.
And then we'd go to item number 4. Invitation to the public to address the president. Now, because we don't have a president today, I mean, she's not in her active role yet. Would we continue with this, Dr. Renty? Would we open the floor for any questions?
Yeah,
Or would we?
yeah, absolutely. So it actually should say to address the committee. I would just make that committee. And so then you open the floor for anyone to bring any comments or concerns at this time.
So is there anyone who has any comments or concerns at this time? No? All right. So we can move on to reports, Judy.
Mm-hmm. Want to go ahead and go to the slide?
So first up, who's doing the report first? Is that
Me.
Ms. Gascon?
Yes.
Okay.
All righty. Well, welcome everyone. This is our second APAC meeting held today. Today we are just going to go over our APAC guidelines, what our meetings are going to look like. And then Judy is going to introduce a project idea that she has going for our families. All right, so I first want to congratulate our elected APAC officers. So our first is our president, who is Candace Brandt. And then I wanted to actually show the role, what her duties are. So I'll actually show that in just a second. So we have Candace Branch as our elected president. And then we have Vice President Denise Woods, who is our elected vice president. So claps for them. And then we also had our secretary position open, which we have one nomination in process. So we will be getting that ballot out, and that is Bianca Brown. And she's here today also. So thank you, Bianca, for nominating yourself. And so I wanted to show the electoral positions to let you know what exactly are the duties of our president and vice president. So with our president, they shall be the principal executive officer of the APAC. They will supervise and control all of the activities of our APAC to uphold the purpose of our organization. They will preside at all APAC meetings and attend any meeting that concerns any event planning, events, workshops, and help create the agenda each month. For our vice president duties will consist of assisting the president and helping to lead the APAC toward our specific goals chosen by the committee. The goals must be consistent with our policies and purposes of the APAC. This position can be used to gain understanding of the requirements and duties of the president as well. We ask that the vice president will also attend meetings as requested by the president and help to oversee APAC meetings and activities. The vice president will also help and assist the secretary with any phone calls, emails, and dojo messages that need to be made, and will also attend meetings to plan for agenda items and any presentations or workshops that we have planned. And then the APAC secretary basically will be doing almost what Judy is doing with taking minutes at our APAC meetings, sending out notices of upcoming meetings to our members, handling correspondence as directed by our president, and assist in recording meetings when or if necessary, and then also performing any other duties assigned by our president. All right. So I wanted to read the mission for our APAC. I believe we read this at our first meeting, but I wanted to read it again just to reiterate. So our mission is to raise the level of awareness about culturally sensitive issues relating to the education of our African-American students, support a system of cultural acceptance and educational equity for all students, regardless of race and socioeconomic status, increase academic performance, and to provide knowledge, skills, and resources necessary to increase the engagement of our parents, caregivers, and the community. So these are some questions that we would like APAC to consider and discuss at meetings. How to increase our involvement of all families in our schools, multicultural families, not just our African-American parents, but all. How should multicultural partnership activities be designed? What is a planning committee and who should be on it? Which elements contribute to successful multicultural partnerships? How can the community contribute to multicultural activities? And how can a planning committee prevent obstacles in order to increase the involvement of multicultural families? So these are some important questions that we want to kind of have in the back of our minds as we plan our meetings and any events. So based on the data, which I shared a bit of data at our first meeting, we also want to come up with a vision for APAC. What should our vision be? So a vision statement is defined as describing the organization as it would appear in a future state. So pretty much like our destination, where do we want to go? And then once our destination is determined, the plan to get there becomes easier to develop. So that's something to also think about as we plan a vision statement for our APAC. And also for our team, we want to pose what type of a family engagement event might we consider to contribute to the academic success and well-being of our African-American students here at Reach. So I know this is kind of a different looking year for us, but we do want to kind of think about what is something that we could do to engage our families and help our African-American students with being more successful. All right, also on our agenda is to vote for an APAC logo. So this is something that we kind of narrowed it down to a couple of logos that we liked, and we want to kind of vote on a logo at the end of our meeting to kind of choose what we want to represent our committee. And so we will use this logo on any correspondence that goes out and everything we do. So whichever logo we pick, that will be the one that we will use to represent our APAC. So I thought those were pretty neat. So these are our two choices and we will vote on them. Judy, do you want to do it at the end or do we want to do it before?
Yeah, we can do it after I finish mine and then we can go vote.
Okay, perfect. So these are our two choices and then I'll bring them up once again at the end. All right, Judy.
Okay.
Get away.
So basically, my report tonight is to share with you guys Donor's Choice and also to explain the APAC Enrichment Reading Project idea that I came up with this summer. And Ms. Hokinson, who was here, played a very important role in showing me what I need to do, how I need to do things. And then when she got emails about things that were pertaining to family enrichment and anything that would concern APAC, she would send it my way. And together, she and I, we did some trainings. We did some exercises with the kids to earn money. Around September 20th, the Carnegie Corporation of New York, we had to sit through trainings and things like that. And at the end of these trainings and things like that, they would give you money. The family enrichment programs that I did, I listed there. Monet, let's see. Well, anyway, I'm going to finish explaining how the project came to be. One of the corporations, and I believe it was the Allstate Foundation, asked me if they were offering a program where you could put a family enrichment program together. And if they liked the idea, they would give you money for it. And so I put a project together, submitted the project, they liked the project, and they supported and donated money towards Donor's Choice for me to pick books pertaining to multicultural families. And so from there, I started getting more emails, and Mrs. Hokinson would send me emails on family enrichment, social justice, things like that. And I sat through some workshops, submitted more ideas. She and I did a project together with General Motors, and they also donated money to our project. And last year we talked about, Monet and I had attended some trainings for AAPAC, and one of the things that we were doing or learning was, how do we get parents engaged in this program, and how do we create programs to get teachers trained on how to help our kids, how to help the staff with the kids, the thing, how can we get funding, how can we get books, how can we get these other things. And they were showing us all kind of different ways to get our parents engaged. And I learned about Donor's Choice so that I could get, supplies and books and things like that through donations. So here you see a family enrichment program that I submitted, a program called A Family That Reads, and I raised $325 for books. I did another project called Ready, Set Families, which also had to deal with multicultural books for our school. I raised $228 and through private donors, and I was able to purchase more books for multicultural students. Then I created another program called Reading Good Books, and I raised $202, which came to a grand total of $755 worth of donations and books and supplies that I purchased for AAPAC. And then again, down there, you see the Allstate Foundation. I did a project called Reading Good Books to Find Our Voices. It also pertained to social justice. You had to purchase social justice books, which were things that we wanted to add to the school's library. And one of my last projects was A Little Patience, Please, with General Motors funding it. And then the family album, and Cindy Rhodes, one of the teachers' parents, donated money to the cause of purchasing more books for Reach. So the purpose of all of these projects was to add to Reach's library a multicultural division of books of all nationalities and races, so that our children and families could check out books at home, read the books, and have conversations about social justice. And at the same time, show children that all children of all races, we all pretty much have the same concerns. We have the same kind of ideas. And just because we're different colors doesn't mean that we don't have the same struggles and same things like that. So that's one of the reasons why I raised money for the books. And so Monet, can we go to the slide? So can we go to the, oh no, stay there. Can you click for me, family books? Okay, so here's the first project that I did. And as you can see, can you scroll up for me? You have to submit a detailed project idea. And you have to submit the idea, and then if it meets the approval of Donor's Choice, they will submit it, and then it's out there for the public to donate. And I post it on my Facebook page, and we get family and friends and people of that sort would donate money. And then at the end of the report, if you scroll down a little bit more, Monet, you can see where I selected certain items, and it lists for the donators, how much the books cost, what we're looking for, what we're trying to get. And then that's when people will donate. Can you go to the next slide, Monet?
You want me to click on the next link?
No, you could, those are just more projects that I did in case, I wanted to show more projects. But then this is what happens when your project is completely funded, which these are all our projects that I was creating for AAPAC. They send you an email and you get to post it on your Facebook page. And then all the donors who saw it on your page, they get to see that you have, met your goals and that sort of thing. And it's really exciting, and it's a lot of fun to get these emails. You check your emails every day to see if your stuff got funded. Next slide. And then the next 3 slides are pictures. What they do is they want you to take pictures of your the things that you purchased to add to a thank you package. And what happens is I take pictures of all of the things that I've been given, all the supplies, the books and everything for the project. And you create a thank you package and you send Donors Choice sends these pictures and letters and everything to the donors so they can see that their money went towards a worthy cause. Next slide. And here's some more books that I got. And they're all, I actually don't have all the books in here, but I have books from all different kinds of nationalities. I was focused on social justice with these particular projects. I had 2 more projects where I got books where from the Latin American, Indian American, all different kinds of Asian American books so that our children can read books from all nationalities. And the last slide. And this is the last slide that came in. I mean, the last books that came in about a week ago. And in this particular collection, it had to be books about social justice. And so sometimes the projects, you have to be specific. The donors want you to do, order certain things. And so in this particular project, it had to be social justice books, which is great because this is for AAPAC, for our families, but it's also for reach overall. So anybody in the school can read these books, but it will be through our project of C2ing that our children get to see their faces and their cultures in the books. And so what do we need help with? We need help with labeling the books by grade level. And there is an app where you go and you enter the name of the book and it tells you the grade level that this book is for and what child grade level could read this book. So we need help doing that. Creating a spreadsheet and listing all the books so that when we check them out, we'll know that who they gone to. We need to create a questionnaire to go inside the Ziploc bags because the idea that I submitted to get the funding for the book was that the family would make it fun and there would be questions that would go along with the book so that the family can have dialogue and conversation. And one of the ideas that I submitted was that the family would videotape and do a mini monologue of one of the characters in there, and we would post it on our Facebook page or our website. Another thing that we need, I ordered Ziploc bags through the donations, and so we need to place the books and the questionnaires in the books and label them, have a sign-up sheet, and I also purchased through donations a container to keep all the books in, so when people come to borrow the books, there's a container for them to go in, and then there's a container for them to go out so that they can be sanitized and that sort of thing. Of course, all of this was in the works long before COVID started, so we may have to do things differently. But the idea of the project is that we could get African-American families or families of any nationality within our school to sit down and have maybe every night before they go to bed, read a couple pages and discuss what the story is about. And at the end, have a family discussion. What did you think of the book? What did you think of the character? What did you think of, so on and so forth, to get the family talk and share. And maybe a family member might say, yeah, I was there during the March on Washington, and be able, you were just like such and such in the book, storytelling, which is a very big thing in our culture. So this is the project idea that I was able to get funded, and I want to continue getting more books of multiracial books for our school because we have a multiracial school. So with that being said, that is the end of my report on our project for our first project for AAPAC.
Thank you, Judy. That was amazing. Those books look great. I'm seeing all of them. So
exactly, right. And this is not all of them. I just didn't post all the pictures to bore everybody, but I have a whole lot more books, and I have them in a big old giant tote thing here at my home to make sure that, because during the COVID thing last year, they were mailing everything to my home because they weren't mailing things to the schools. So
Judy, I have a question from a parent for you. Can we as parents donate books to be up for consideration to be added to this collection?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The bigger, the better. We want the AAPAC committee to be able to, enrich the reading. to our families, because we want our families to grow together. So absolutely, absolutely. And we want to create a big library section at Reach
Yeah,
for our kids.
that's awesome. Thank you, Judy.
Mhm.
Did anyone have any comments or questions for Judy or about this?
I'd like to start off by saying thank you, Judy. This is
Mhm.
excellent efforts, and I think we'll hopefully be able to see some beautiful rewards from it, and expand on the efforts that you've already put in place. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, can you imagine these kids reading these books and saying, they're just like me, and she lives in India, and
Yeah.
she has a mommy and a daddy, and they go to work just like us, So
Mhm.
yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah. And just a thought I was having was, how can we almost make these books community discussions, right? And just like we have book clubs with our girlfriends or what have you, you talk about the book, but make it across the student body where the kids are now like, they can chat. And obviously that could get challenging, but if we could have them in an interactive chat about whatever book they have out at that time, the questionnaires, I think that's such, I mean, I struggle with, like, what do I ask? You ask the same questions every day.
Yeah.
And I think that's an excellent idea to kind of give the parents a way in, like, hey, I heard this book is supposed to be about, even if the parent hasn't read it, but
Right.
being able to ask some really great questions and yeah, continue that with their child. This is amazing. Thank you, Judy, again.
Yeah. I mean, the idea that I had was that, like, I don't know about you guys, but I used to, when I was little, I used to see people on TV and their kids were in the bed and a parent was reading a book and then the kid would fall asleep. I can imagine that for our kids, where parents are taking, maybe 30 minutes to read 3 or 4 pages. And then the child says, good night, mommy, gives a kiss and puts the book on the nightstand and can't wait till tomorrow till mommy reads the next couple of pages. So the goal here is to get our families to grow together, but to also learn about, because there are a lot of parents that don't know about social justice and what that means and all that other kind of stuff. And now Reach has books that you can borrow and read to your family, so that's the goal.
Awesome. Denise, did you have a question? I thought I saw your hand.
I did earlier about something else, but that's okay. I was just going to add to this conversation that one piece of this, as we're talking about families, that kind of stood out is the idea of kind of peer-to-peer networks. And so if we get one kid to start talking about it or a few kids to start talking about it, it can spread. So maybe to go along with the idea of the book club for kids or families, maybe once a month or something, we have maybe a book that we're encouraging families and kids to read, and then maybe we have some type of art contest or something that has an incentive, maybe $10 gift card to I don't know, Target or somewhere where they can pick something out, or Amazon, a toy, or maybe to Barnes and Nobles. Maybe
Right.
we can get a partnership with a local bookstore or something where whoever comes up with the coolest art project or something around the book, we can incentivize it that way and just start the peer-to-peer, because that seems also to be a really good way to get kids to do things, is they lean on their friends to find out what's cool and what's happening and everything. So I think that could also be an additional element to this.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, just the thought of the kids, parents going to Barnes and Noble, buying a book, they're reading a book, they show up at the book club, and then everybody on Zoom is getting a chance to talk about what they learned. If Oprah can have a book club, Reach can have a book club,
I love that. Definitely. All right. Did we have any other comments or questions about that?
I mean, I just want to say great job, ladies. Amazing. That's just this is beautiful.
Thank you, Ms. Navarro.
All right. So that was the end of our slideshow. So we do want to double back to voting on a logo, which I think would be nice. So I guess how we could do it is having everyone take a look and then maybe just type which number that you would like into the chat. And then Judy, maybe if we could tally those up. So if
Okay,
everyone,
so let's go to action item number 7.
yep,
And Monet, go ahead and as they're putting their votes in the chat, I guess I would have to come out of here, wouldn't I? And come back to see the chat. Yeah. Okay.
So far, a lot of ones.
yeah, I'm seeing lots of ones as well.
Okay, so Dr. Renty, do we just call for a vote again?
It looks like you have an overwhelming number one, looks like is the vote. And so go ahead and make it official by doing an official vote, Judy,
Okay.
on that action item.
All right, Monet, you want to call for the vote?
And then can you go ahead and pull up? So it looks like we're going to move to approve. Was it? It's this, what was it called? A seal, your logo, number 1.
Okay.
And let's see. Yeah. So you're on action item 7.1. And so we need a motion to approve seal number 1. And once you get a motion and a second, you can open it up for a roll call vote.
Okay, so motion to approve seal number 1 as our APAC logo.
I'd like to approve that motion.
Okay, and do you have a second?
Second that.
Was that Denise?
Yes.
Oops. Okay,
Okay, is
call
it
for a vote
approved?
for approval. Okay, myself, A. Monet Gascon,
Yay.
Candace Branch,
Yay.
Denise Woods,
Yay.
oops. Okay. And Monet,
Was it motion approved?
yes.
Motion carries.
Motion carries.
Okay. And then the next item, Monet, Family Enriched Book Project. Oh, so number 1, I mean, I'm sorry. The number 1 logo is our new logo. So it'll be on all of our stuff. Maybe someday we get t-shirts with it on. Woo-hoo. All right, action, the vote for 7.2, Monet.
Okay, so this is voting for the book club kits for families to check out and have family reading night. So can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is that
And
Denise?
second,
I'd second that.
and roll call, Judy.
Roll call, myself, A. Monet Gascon,
Okay,
Candace Branch,
Yay.
Denise Woods,
Yay.
okay.
Okay, motion carries.
motion carries.
Okay.
There was also an idea from a parent. It says it would be great if we could put the logo as a sticker on the books.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, actually.
That would be really neat.
Mhm.
Would that be like the official book club logo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even answering one of the questions you mentioned, Judy, that we need to have the grade level and whatnot put on there.
Mhm.
And perhaps depending on if it's specifically targeting the African American community, maybe we use our logo, but for some of the other committees, we use their logo just so it can kind of direct the parents, and you just write out that the grade level as needed.
Okay.
Mhm.
All righty. So do we open the floor for comments? Number 8.
Okay, what does it say? Yeah, so that is board comments. So you just move on to action item number 8. And then basically the chair, or today that's Monet, it's, are there any comments? And so then the board can make their final comments. After that, you have a motion to adjourn. And that's it. And then you'll say meeting adjourned at and write down the time that the meeting was over.
Monet,
All right.
before we do number 8, can we ask any parents that came in after we started to write their names in the chat so that I can put their names in the people who visited today?
Yes. I don't see any new ones though.
Okay.
All right, so I'll open it up for any comments about today's.
I was curious if we have a Facebook or any other social media platform for the parents already set up in this committee.
Mm. We actually don't have an APAC Facebook page, but that is definitely something that we can consider. I think that's a great idea.
Anyone else?
Any other comments?
Not a comment, but I know a question. I know that it was mentioned at the beginning about the vision statement and having, okay, stop, sorry. Having the vision statement, creating that. But what, when would we need to have that, or, what, I guess, what is our goal here? But before the end of the school year? Is it the end of the calendar year? Is it something else?
I would say, Judy, you want to say maybe by the end of, because I mean, we have 2 more meetings left, April and May. So maybe by the end of that second meeting, we should have a vision statement in place.
Yeah, I agree. I think the next 2 meetings will be important for us formulating what our next, school year, the projects and things that we want to do, and include them in the vision statement.
Mhm.
Okay. And then our positions here are for the remaining of the school year, or are they for the calendar year?
They will be for the calendar year. All right. Any more comments or questions?
Yeah, I really like the idea of the Facebook group. Is there a way we can push for a vote on that at our next meeting? It feels like it'd be really good for the parents to be able to interact at not a set time for the parents that work can't attend the meetings.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We could actually, Dr. Ante, would we have to vote on that, or could we just get to setting one up?
Yeah, you can actually just go ahead and move forward with setting and and I'm sure Rachel can help.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good idea. Thanks.
Yeah, it is. Thank you, Judy. Okay, any other comments or questions? All right, so,
Our next meeting, Monet, is when?
so I will go, oh, well, let me adjourn it.
Okay.
Okay, well, our next meeting, yes, is April 15th. Let me make sure. April 15th, yes, that's Thursday. So our next meeting will be April 15th at the same time, 6 p.m. All right, so I will go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 6:46 p.m.
So actually, my apologies. So you should do a motion first. So motion to adjourn and then get a second. You don't need to vote.
Okay,
And once all in favor, you say all in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay.
all
And you'll
right,
say motion adjourned, and then you give us the time.
okay. Motion to adjourn.
Oh, I forgot how it goes. This is Candace. I'd like to approve that motion.
And I'll second that motion.
Thank you. Any opposed? All right. So motion adjourned, meeting adjourned at 6:46 p.m.
There you go. Yay. You guys did it. And so then the board president or is it a president or chair? What nomenclature are you guys using? President?
President, yes.
Then the president will take over next time. And so what will happen is, Miss Judy, you'll work with the president as you and Monet are setting up the next agenda, right? For the next meeting?
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Sounds good. Good job, ladies.
Good job, ladies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank you.
Yeah.
yeah, you guys had some great ideas. Definitely get started with the Facebook page and get that out.
And then, so will we connect offline as to how?
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely. I'll email
thanks.
you guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye. Thank you.
you.
Bye, guys. Have a nice evening, everybody. See you next meeting.
You too.